Hey guys, welcome back. Now, with all the uncertainty going on right now with trade wars and tariffs and wars like Russia, Ukraine, and then add to all of this the fact that the Fed is still running quantitative tightening, it's no secret the altcoin market is struggling. And so this video is all about why the next 7 days are critical for the crypto market. Now, all things going well, this could be the final bottom before the big reversal, and this is all about why. Firstly, on Wednesday, we have the crucial CPI print, and then the following week, we'll find out whether the Fed will be finally finishing quantitative tightening, as everything going on right now all has to do with So, as success or failure of the crypto market, especially altcoins, revolves around liquidity, let's take a look at what's going on. So this is Bitcoin's chart, and overlaid is the Fed's balance sheet. And for me, this clearly says two things. When the Fed is doing QE and massive amounts, this was the one due to COVID, you can see the crypto market absolutely soared. And then ever since about 2022, the Fed has been doing quantitative tightening. And now this has been going on for about 3 years. Now, the crypto market did recover to previous highs, but if we're going to see the next leg up, we do need to see a reversal in this. This is why the meeting next week is very, very critical. If QT finally ends, this is going to be huge for the crypto market. And if it continues, then maybe we get another couple of months of struggle. Time will tell, but Jerome Powell's comments next week are going to be very, very important. Now, when it comes to global M2, remember, the Fed isn't the only game in town. And this is a highly correlated chart. Global M2 and Bitcoin, you can see just how correlated it is. And it did say 2025 global M2 is coming down, bottoming March to April. So this is pretty much what we're seeing right now. But projections are that it's going to be picking back up in April. So this is going to be really interesting to see, as we may be coming to the final days or final weeks of this big healthy pullback. And then if we take a look at what happened to global M2 in 2017, the first time Trump got in, a very similar thing happened. It wasn't just a straight line up. We did get these healthy pullbacks that happened, and so far it's following quite nicely. Maybe a bit more time. Again, saying that any time from now, over the next couple of weeks, we could see this big reversal. But unfortunately, the altcoins are tied to liquidity. Then the second big piece to the puzzle is, now, unfortunately, until inflation comes down, the Fed isn't going to loosen conditions. Also, people are saying that the tariffs by Trump are going to be massively inflationary, and inflation is going to shoot up. Now, this would only happen if every single person that was going to buy is now happy to pay 10 or 20 or 25% more for the goods. But what is just as likely to happen is that less people are now going to buy things if they're 25% more expensive. And if less people buy, then that is deflationary. So that's a way where tariffs can actually cause deflation, not inflation. Then, due to the massive cuts going on by Doge in government, if we hop over to Trueflation, which is a real-time inflation index. Now, the CPI is always 1 month behind, and the last one we had in February was for January, and this is where we were getting the reading around the 3%. saying that inflation's going up. Now, if trueflation is correct, then in February there was a big decline, bringing it down to about 2.2. So if we get an excellent CPI print for February, this is going to be huge for global liquidity. And then again, looking at the one in March, which we won't get for another month, there was another drop, giving us a reading of 1.37. So if trueflation is correct, and inflation is in fact coming down, this is going to be huge for the altcoin market. And then one final point. Also, something very, very interesting was just the seasonality of the S&P 500. So this is a 20-year average. And as you can see, normally there's a big pop in February and then a nice healthy correction into the beginning to middle of March. And this is exactly what we're seeing right now, and says about mid-March things start to pick up. So also, could everything going on right now just be tied to S&P seasonality? So as you can see, there are a few things pointing that we're probably in the last days or weeks of this whole thing turning around, and sunny days could be coming back, and this is all why the next 7 days are crucial for the crypto market. And so, with all the uncertainty going on right now, plus QT, plus seasonality, plus rising inflation, it's no wonder risk assets have been struggling. However, the big question for me is the next 7 days. Is this when everything is going to finally turn around? Firstly, we need an excellent CPI print on Wednesday, showing that inflation is in fact coming down and no, tariffs do not cause inflation. And then this frees up number 2 for the Fed to finally end QT. And depending on those two things, we'll either see a massive reversal or continuation of the same. So there you are, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Now, fingers crossed that it all goes our way, and we will all soon see. To get rid of 100% of the comment spam and trading bots that plague YouTube comments, we are trying out the new SuperThanks Commenting system. So to get your question or comment read and replied to, or just to say thanks, then use SuperThanks below. If you did enjoy anything in the video, then drop a like, and a big thank you to everyone who does, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.